Howdy, all Moglax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. So, I am... One of these has gotta be my food place. I am... Um... I have gotten my metal tools made. Um... I don't have the armor I had 17 bags ago. But, I am ready to go back out and do some more exploration. So let's go find some more places to look into here. I feel like I've maybe hit a lot of this town. So I might try going. I don't want to go in the desert. I don't like traveling in the desert. So I think I'm gonna go out this way and see what we can. Am I going the right way? Yep. See what we can find out this way. Because I see there's a building out here just hanging out by itself. Hey man, you didn't even make a... You didn't even make a motion to attack me. I still took damage. Don't appreciate that. That's alright. Hopefully we can get out here and find... I still haven't found a... I still haven't found a... a trader's. The waypoint given to me from the original quest line was not accurate. Ooh, this guy's taking a lot of hits. It's alright, I got him with a right hook. I just watched an anime about boxing, strangely enough, called Megalobox. Something like that. It's alright. There's another one I liked better, for sure. But I don't remember the name of them off the top of my head. They were similar in basic theme, but different in content. Something. Levius. That's the name of it, Levius. I really like the one Levius. Oh. They're both about mechanical boxing, not robot boxing, but using cybernetics to box. Basically, Levius though is set like nice. Is set in like a world where it's like after World War II, so the technology level is pretty low, but they have like a steam powered cybernetics, but they've got a it's not Earth. And so what it is there's so they use steam power, but there's a type of water that's only available from like one area or limited areas. It's kind of like oil, but um, it produces more steam than regular water, and and then somehow it mixes with your blood. I didn't quite understand that part, but you know it's an anime, so things are weird. And so the people from that area who grew up in that area drinking the water are better able to utilize the water, the steam from it. And but there's a whole other storyline going on where like the main character was I don't know if he was a soldier or just got caught in some of the attacks during this like world war they had over the water. It was really good. It was a really good story, I thought, and not amazing, just really good, enjoyable. Megalobox was okay. Definitely for me, not as good as Levius. It was more of a rocky kind of storyline. Um, uh, I think that might have been my. Well, I feel like there wasn't enough attention in Megalobox to the boxing aspect. I mean, yes, they boxed, but there wasn't like training or I mean, there was some, but it wasn't like the focal point. I'm not really sure what the focal point was, other than everybody's. the, so what it is there's this guy. He is an illegal of some kind. He doesn't even let people know what his name is, apparently. And so he lives in the outer edges of. Like, this place looks like it's been through some kind of war and has not recovered. And so the inner city area is very built up. And so that's where I should probably take those to make some arrows. And so the main boxing federation is Megalobox, and so they box with exoskeletons, basically, pneumatic assists for their punching. But they don't wear any armor or anything, so I would think that you'd be dead. Like, no thought has gone into the fact that should you box this way, you would be dead. And I don't know if this place is worth the looting, to be honest. I mean, sure, you get random good stuff, but I'm not seeing a lot that, oh man. That is, worth my effort here. Will you just die? Thank you. Maybe this house here. Nice. I really like it when their heads come off. And so it's very Rocky 1. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Rocky, sort of. The Rocky 1, if you've never seen Rocky, spoilers. So in Rocky, right, the champion heavyweight boxer is looking for someone to box. And, oh, it's a school. I don't think I want to go into the school, although there'd be lots of places to get books. And so in Rocky, like, you know, they got I don't know what I'm wearing for my feet. Oh, padded boots. Get some better boots here. And so he's looking for somebody to box, and I want to say that there's rumors that he won't box like people who are good at boxing, and somehow it turns into this thing where he says he'll box anybody, and so they want to have him box the. It's been a while since I've seen Rocky. Apparently, I don't remember how it starts or why he's boxing Rocky, but Rocky is a nobody basically, and so what Rocky does is Rocky boxes. Rocky's not even like a boxer. Um, really, Rocky is a uh, Rocky is like a sparring partner, or like I don't remember if he takes dives. I have a feeling like he took a dive at one point. Um, but he's not like the next champion of the whatever. But they decide they're gonna box somebody who's a nobody, because anybody could be the next heavyweight champion kind of thing, and then Rocky has to train to become the next, or to box. It's basically Rocky 1, right? So this Megalobox is similar to that, except that the dude the dude is already boxing, but he throws fights. Does this give me health? Damage mitigation, cure concussion. Yes, it does give me some health. And so he throws fights on a regular basis. Um, and so then one day in the first episode, he's racing his motorcycle down the street. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize that guy was going to get up. I was thinking I'd already been here for some reason. Apparently telling a story made me forget what I was doing. Oh, and there's so many of them. Is this where I came from? This is not where I came from. Oh, no. Yeah, I deserve that. I'm back to the wrong room. So, he almost gets in a wreck. He almost hits the woman who's the head of the megaloboxing organization. And, so then, that the dude who's with her is the heavyweight champion, and he goes out to the kids, low quality boxing organization ring area where he boxes and fights the kid and beats him, and then tells the kid that if he wants a rematch, he'll have to meet him in the megaloboxing. And so then the rest of the show is basically about people trying to talk him out of it. And what? I just sprained my leg getting punched in the face. Yeah, yeah. I think I need that next point in brawling to make this work. Problem is I don't have the stagger that you get with the club. And these guys on the ground, I tell you. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Where's my club? Really? Yeah, I feel like the club has got better reach now than it used to. As in last version, the club is definitely better reach. I still like the fisticuffs though. The brawling, the hand-to-hand combat. What? Cheating game. Get your head out of the floor. I need a mining helmet here or something. Some light. But yeah, it's he basically boxes to get into the Megalobox Championships, and then somewhere in there, what happens is they decide that if he wants to make it to the championship round, he has to have a gimmick, right? And so then his gimmick becomes that he boxes without the prosthetics. And so he becomes Gearless Joe, is his name after they decide that he's going to stop using gear, as they call the cybernetics they use to box with. And, but it was all right. Like I said, I liked the Levius storyline better. Because I guess I like the. I mean, they're both sci-fi, but I feel like the characters were better in Levius than Megaloboxing. They were a little too. Oh, jeez. They were a little too. Uh, one dimensional, I guess is the word I want. Because like Joe is like, I never back down. I'm always gonna fight, and that's it. Like there was no other part to Joe. He didn't have a backstory. He didn't have a reason. He just wouldn't back down. And then his trainer, right, is like, I owe this guy money, so everything I do has got to be about paying back this guy the money I owe him. And that's it. The trainer pretty much never had another reason for doing things. And then there was this kid who joins their team, and he was like, my father was a boxer, And so now, there we go. I need one of these. So now I too am associated with boxing, and something bad happened to my father related to boxing. Uh, and uh, and that was it. Like there was no expansion of the kid's storyline. They just mentioned in like one scene that his father was a boxer and something happened to him. I don't remember. And that was it. No, this is the guy who did it, and I need you to beat him, Joe. Or this is the organization that did it, and so I need you. None of that. That was not part of the storyline. So it's very basic, I guess, is why I didn't think it was as good as Levius. Because Levius has got this whole like crazy military experiment storyline going on. I mean, Megaloboxing had some of that too, but it was like didn't show up until well into the end of the series. Um, whereas like Levius was trying to protect the one of the characters from the mech attack during the war, and it's got like this. Uh, I don't want to say merging, but he's got a thing about how his mother died that's tied into his motivations, and I mean I know so much more about the Levius people than I do about the Megaloboxing people, because none of them had any kind of real. That's not true. That's not true. There was one character who wasn't a main character who got a storyline uh, that intersected. Ooh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Can we scrap these down into leather? Do these give me back some leather? They do. Awesome. And I'm just gonna go ahead and repair those. And that was. Oh look, there's another set right there. Nice. Some chest armor. There was a soldier guy who trained underneath of Joe's trainer, and then Joe had to fight him in the Megalobox Championship Series, and you find out that the trainer thought that guy had died, basically treated the guy like his son, and then thought he had died, and so when the guy returned, I guess I don't remember why he didn't go to the trainer, but I think maybe he saw that trainer was, had that relationship with somebody else and was angry because the trainer didn't come look for him or something like that. And but he lost like his legs and in the war that he was fighting in as a soldier, and so like that dude had a lot of storylines, some motivation. He had some character growth, and like none of that applied to the main characters. It was a little bizarre at how little the main characters had any kind of growth beyond I'm Rocky, I get punched and then I get back up again, and that's my story. Let's see. I should probably start moseying home with this stuff. It's quite a bit. Guess we can hit the back of the church here. No, I'll get to check the body bags. But yeah, I watched that over the weekend. Um, my most of the people who live here went camping, so it was just me, and I want that. I want this more than I want this stone axe. And so, I mean, my niece was over, my older niece, and she came over to take care of the dog, because I'm not a fan of taking care of the dog. And so while she was here, we watched a bunch of Vampire Diaries. We might actually maybe someday make it to the end of that show. I want to say we've been trying for about 5 years to watch that show, and it's a slow process. What happened was at one point, the oh, dang it, my guy's too overloaded. I'm moving too slow. At one point, they were coming over here because their parents worked, and they were like 14, you know. They being my niece, my nephew, my other niece. And so I found out that they were fans of Twilight, and so I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna watch this other show that I think is better than Twilight, and that's the Vampire Diaries. And I think you might like that. And so we started watching that together. And so they were here like every week. So every week we watched a couple episodes while they were here. And, you know, if I wasn't working. And so we got quite far, like 3 seasons in one summer. Well, then after that, things changed, and they didn't come over like they did before, and so it's been a struggle to try and get time, and so we would get like find a spot somewhere in there where they could come over and hang out with me, and then we would watch Vampire Diaries for a bit. And so we've slowly been working our way through it. And over like 6 years now, we've been trying to watch through Vampire. I mean, Vampire Diaries is, I don't know when that show got over, but yeah. So we watched half of season 7's and part of season 8. So we're in the end game now. It's because it only had 8 seasons, and we're definitely a couple episodes into season 8, and I know season 8's a shorter season, so we did that, and then she had to go on Sunday, so I think Sunday's when I watched Megalobox all day, because it was only 10 half-hour episodes, right? They're not even half-hour, they're like 20 minutes maybe, so what was that? I don't know how many hours that was. Today's Monday, so um, oh no, you know what? I take that back. I started watching it last week, and I watched some of it after she would go to bed because she's used to a different schedule than I am, and so she'd gotten used to. She's been working at a summer camp where she has to get up at 6:30 in the morning, and I don't. So she'd go to bed at 10 the couple of nights she was here, and I would get out of bed at 10 a.m. and she'd gone to bed at 10 p.m. So the few hours before I went to bed, after she went to bed, I'd watch Megalobox. And I was thinking I watched all day Sunday, but that's not true because I was hanging out with people all day Sunday. Uh, but yeah, yeah. So a couple all right boxing anime. I definitely prefer Levius to Megaloboxing or Megalobox. They're both on Netflix. Um, I've been told I should watch Baki, I think it's called, and then I might like that one because it's also I'm not really. It's not really the sport thing that I'm into so much as the fact that they were cybernetic boxing, I think. And so I don't, I'm not going out of my way to, is that my base? Is that really tall tower there? But I'm not going out of my way to find sport anime. I know my nephew watched through, I think that might be my base. Parts of Kia, which is a volleyball anime. Um, but no, I can't think of um, can't think of another sports anime I really watched through. Uh, Levius, though, I feel is less a sports anime, even though there's a lot of boxing involved, as it is um, more about the cybernetics and their background stories. Whereas Megalobox was less enjoyable for me because it was mostly just I'm gonna punch things because I don't fall down or I don't stay down when I get knocked down. And I'd have liked some more story to it, I think. Well, it was all right haul day, although I did not manage to stop from dying. Um, I don't have any points available for sure. I could definitely use another point in brawling, because that's when I get 30% chance to stagger, and that's where I feel the boxing becomes a little more viable. But all right, with that, be better than the small things, leading to the light, and I will talk to you later.